Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how this resonates with your circumstance. So, first of all, chosen, I want to tell you all, as I was sitting back just thinking, I heard your enemies are winded. They're running out of gas. Okay? So, of course, the chosen seeds always have enemies. The powers that were is your greatest enemy, first and foremost. But then you accumulate along your journey quite a few enemies in your personal circle who they just hate on you off the strength that you're in your power, you're organic, you know who you are, you know the Most High is favoring you and granting you your inheritance, birthright, and all of those beautiful things that you have been praying for. And so naturally you accumulate enemies from those people who have not healed. And they're usually used as pawns on behalf of the powers that were to try to keep you down. These people have been on their mission. They was truly dedicated to their position, to taking you up out of here. They was dedicated to their position, to creating as many stumbling blocks as possible to keep you from rising into your divinity. So they did a lot of things. And I mean, sometimes those traps and snares had a little bit of an effect on you, but it just grew you and made you stronger. And so each and every time that you got back up and you came back even stronger and you rerouted and you never gave up, and if necessary, you started all over again and you kept pushing forward and you kept climbing. And if you fell back down a few feet, you still climbed back up. You still, ended up rising even higher than what you fell. You kept going is the point. You kept pushing. After a while, that'll slow anybody down. Because, see, the source of your enemies, where they receive their power and their energy, is from a very low vibrational source. They're fueled by hatred, envy, jealousy. That energy is very heavy. It's very dense energy. And so it's not but so long that you can function off of that type of frequency. And not even to negate the fact that you have a divine spiritual team that will never sleep on you. So your enemies had no idea that you were so protected. Like they thought that, okay, after the first time they tried to trip you up, they really thought that was going to be enough. But then they found out, okay, they had to reroute, go with plan B. Then they found out, okay, well, they thought they made some progress, but then they realized you came back even stronger. So they went with plan C. Then they moved to plan D. And every time that you kept coming back harder and stronger, they've already gotten all the way down to the wire. They're literally at plan Z. They didn't even know that they was going to have to pull every trick out of the bag, and they still did not possess enough to overtake you and to overthrow you. And so now these people have ran out of gas because they have no more energy. What are they going to be fueled by? The low vibrational deities and entities that they was conjuring up, they hold no power in the spiritual realm because your spiritual team is on it. The more chosen seeds that continue to awaken, the more of us that continue to call righteous judgment, and we call on our spiritual team and we begin working closely with the Most High Mother and Father and our spiritual team. And so all hands on deck. This thing becomes a power that they cannot touch. They don't understand how the strength, how the magnitude of power that you possess is so hard for them to move. It's so hard for them to shake. They don't understand it because, see, they were accustomed to dragging down other beings who were not divine beings. See, their spell work, their manipulation tactics, their narcissistic abuse, all of these things worked very well on low vibrational beings who had not healed. And it's at one point, it worked on you when you were in your carnal nature. And so they thought that it would always work. It was almost like at their own will, they could pick up one day and just decide, okay, I'm going to fool with that one over there. It worked in the past, so I know it's going to work now. But see, they didn't realize the times that we're in. They didn't realize that, that person is now passed away. That old version of yourself is no longer here. You are a totally new being that's impenetrable. And so when they tried to come at you this time, you got all of that armor that's protecting you. You got those shields of armor that's protecting you that the Most High has placed around you, because you have risen in such a high vibrational frequency that you must be protected. You are in your royal energy. That energy must be protected. You recognize that you are a child of the Most High. That energy must be protected. And so while you minding your business, doing your healing work, transforming, stepping into your creative ideas, manifesting, focused on yourself, your enemies have been working in overtime trying to figure out how can they penetrate through this armor. What can they use, trying to come up with their best arsenal, and they have literally drained themselves. They have worked themselves all the way to the point where they have zero energy. Many of them can barely pull themselves up out of the bed nowadays. They're not feeling so well because they worked up against the wrong one, and they didn't know until they knew. They didn't know until they knew, because now they have no question. There's no doubt about who you are. There's no doubt about the divine protection that is surrounding you. No, they can't doubt it now, because it's been proven to them that you are not to be touched. Touch not my anointed ones. They got the message. See, before they understood that there was something different about you, but they didn't know that that different meant that you are hand selected by the Most High, creator of all. They didn't know that different meant that you are divinely chosen for an assignment that you must fulfill. They didn't understand what different meant. See, but now they found out, because see, a lot of them thought that you would never rise into your divinity and find out the amount of power that you possess. They thought that you would always just passively exist and give someone else the ability to dictate and control the narrative of your life. They thought they would always be your puppet master, and that you would just be on their strings as they, played with you and toyed with you and dictated how you move and what you believed in and how you expressed yourself, and, suppressing your gifts and blocking your finances and blocking your love life. They thought that they was really in control of everything about you, until they found out that they messed with the wrong one. They dipped their hands in the wrong cookie jar this time. Because see, you would be the one that would ultimately call judgment upon the heads of these people, and your judgment, you calling on judgment, they didn't want you to do that. They made a grave mistake by putting you in a position to call judgment upon them. Because see, it's no different than, here in the 3D, if you are the son or the daughter of the king and queen of a nation, and you go to your mother and your father and say, hey, JoJo down the street keeps on causing problems. He's trying to bully me. Okay, he tripped me up the last time I was walking down the street. What do you think is going to happen in the 3D, in the natural realm, if your parents are the king and queen of a nation? JoJo down the street is in trouble. Okay, JoJo down the street better be lucky if he could ever walk down that street again. You see what I'm saying? Because that king and queen dictates how people move in that particular nation. And so you are far greater, chosen. Your mother and father is the all, created everything. There is nothing that is denied of you when it is granted by the Most High Mother and Father. And so when you call judgment, when you take things to your spiritual parents, oh my goodness, the enemy would have wished that they understood who you were before they decided to mess with you. They didn't realize that all it would take is for you to recognize who you are and to simply take it before your parents. They had no idea that you had that much authority. And see, the Most High Mother and Father will turn you back around and say, hey, I give you the strength. I give you the power. I place the sword in your hand. Go handle that. Okay? Go handle that. So you become the judge and juror. You say, okay, all right. The Most High has granted me the authority to call judgment upon the heads of my enemies. So now I'm calling judgment. These people are in trouble. So many of them, they find that they have no more energy. And they're trying to figure out, why do they feel so tired? Why do they feel so beat down, broke down? You know, they have no energy to pursue their creative endeavors. They have no energy to move about in life. Many of them are falling ill. They have no idea why things are shifting for them, where everything is slowing down. Finances is slow. Okay. Everything is slow in their life, but it's because the momentum has lost its power. The momentum has slowed down tremendously because you have outran your enemy. They cannot fight up against the spiritual team that you have. They don't have enough ammunition in them. They don't have that infinite access to divine power and energy like you do. So they can't keep up with you, but they thought they could. Their egos preceded them. They allowed their egos to lie to them and to trick them into believing that they could keep up with you. They really thought that you would buy into the illusion of this matrix and that would cause you to completely give up. They thought that you would buy into the illusion of numbers, of likes, of, clientele, they thought you would buy into the illusion of the material things in this matrix, but you are so far removed because you understand that it's far greater. It's far greater. And that your reward goes beyond what you see with your natural eyes. You get rewarded in the spiritual realm first. You are rewarded with peace, happiness, laughter, joy, creativity, imagination, strength, empowerment, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. These are things that they can't touch. But see, because they can't see it, your enemy fooled themselves by manipulating the things that you had going on in the material realm. They fooled themselves into believing what the matrix reflects back to them. They fooled themselves in believing in the numbers. They thought the numbers was a direct reflection of your failure. They thought that the lack of something in the material realm was a direct reflection of your failure. But they fooled themselves into believing in the illusions of this matrix, because the whole time while they was trying to create stumbling blocks for you, you was sitting back saying, oh, I see what that says, but I'm not buying into the illusion because I know what the Most High said. I see what the Most High is over here doing for me, and these are things that my enemy cannot see. They cannot conceptualize. They cannot understand the amount of power that I am feeling over here, the amount of strength, the amount of endurance, the amount of love and laughter and happiness and fulfillment. They can't understand how you're being rewarded by the Most High in secret, because they cannot conceptualize your blessings right now with their natural eyes. So they really thought that they was far ahead of the game on you. But they're about to find out real quick. They already found out. They already found out just by the way they feel right now. Just by the way things are moving for them right now. Judgment is here. And so y'all keep on going out there, because your enemies, they don't have enough of anything to keep up with you. They can't. They can never win. They could never win. Even in your submission, even if you said, you know what, I give up, I'm not fighting back, all I'm going to do is talk directly to the Most High. Even in that energy, your enemies still do not possess enough to overtake you, because you're not meant to be taken down, because your assignment must be fulfilled here. It must be fulfilled. And so now they're starting to learn a very vital lesson. Always check out who you decide to work up against before you decide to make a move. Make sure that you understand the origin of that person. Make sure you understand who they are and where they come from. They've learned a very vital lesson. So that's my message for you all. I love you. Please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how this resonates, and I'll talk to you all next time.